Welcome back to Tux Explorer. This is part 1.1 of Project Peaches. This is a tiny potato, and today I'm going to be exploring a little bit of the elements that we need to look at and edit to customize our theme. Once again, I'm referencing this developer guide from KDE on how to make your own theme. There is a ton of information on here of how to get your theme going and what all you need to edit to make sure that it is exactly how you want it to be. I've already installed Inkscape, so I'm going to navigate into my theme folder and open up some icons. Here's a dialog background, so I'm going to open that with Inkscape. And I don't know what this is. This might be harder than I anticipated. Okay. Well, first things first, before I really start diving into anything, I want to get an idea of what colors I'm going to be using. I want to make a little bit of a starter palette just so I have a better idea of the look and feel of where my theme is going to go. Obviously, since it's called Peaches, we're going to have a little bit of a summer theme with some peachy colors, maybe some pastels, something that's a little bit less harsh than this. I mean, I love this sweet plasma theme, but it's a lot sometimes. To make my custom color palette in Inkscape, I'm going to navigate to the palettes folder located at home.var app org.inkscape.inkscape config Inkscape palettes. If you don't see your .var folder, you can use Ctrl-H to make sure your hidden files are visible. Inside this palettes folder, I'm going to make a new text file called palettename.gpl. This is a GIMP palette library file extension. In this file, I'm going to give my palette a name, in this case Project Peaches, and I'm just going to add some random colors that I know the RGB codes for so that I can restart Inkscape and make sure that it's actually showing up. Once I've restarted Inkscape to verify that it's actually detecting my new palette, I went ahead and made some boxes and filled it in with some colors that I thought I might want to use. Now we can select each of these boxes and use the color picker to get the numbers that we need to actually make these colors show up in our palette. So I'm going to type all of those in. I've got a yellow and an orange. We want to make sure that we're using the RGB numbers and not any other of the color codes that are available, which seem endless sometimes. There's no opacity, since obviously you're just picking a palette and you can change the opacity once we're using it, so it's the RGB code, not RGBA. Once I've done this, I can restart Inkscape, and you'll see that while our palette is a little less full than most of them, at least we have a starting point, and as we find other colors that we want to use, we can edit this file and add more to it. Thanks for watching this quick introduction to making a custom palette in Inkscape on the Steam Deck. Subscribe to continue following along with Project Peaches as I attempt to make my own custom KDE Plasma theme on the Steam Deck. Up next, I'm going to be hooking up my Wacom tablet to my Steam Deck and seeing if I can get it working, especially the pressure sensitivity and all that stuff in GIMP, just so that I'm a little more comfortable having the tools that I usually work with.